Welcome to the Jenspiration Conversation. My name is Jennifer, and if this is the first time one of my videos has landed on your feed, I very much welcome you to this space. Thank you for being here. It means the universe's algorithm has put this video in your feed for a reason. To returning viewers and subscribers, I have so much gratitude for you for returning, for subscribing, for being reciprocal with your energy. My dog's just trying to find a place to sit, and she's gonna not hit the camera. Good job, baby. So yes, anyone who's here, I'm extremely grateful for you, and I very much appreciate you hanging out and having a Jenspiration conversation. Most of the time I'm sitting at my kitchen table and we're having a chat, and today's video is about rest. So I set up a cozy reading nook for myself, and I thought, you know what, I'm taking some time to rest. I'm going to share that with the collective, because rest can sometimes be synonymous with lack of production or laziness or unproductivity. Is that a word? Yes. But it's not. Those who may struggle with rest, it could be because of a blocked sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is your second chakra. That is the seat of our joy and our self-expression and creativity, and it's pretty much the seat of your intuition too. And when that gets blocked, it can manifest as workaholic tendencies and absolutely feeling guilty for resting. You may have grown up in a home that made you feel guilty for resting, like you went to school all week and it's Saturday morning and you're still in your pajamas at 11:30, and you may have had a parent or a caregiver who said something to you like, wow, must be nice to sit around and do nothing all day. Or, look at you, must be nice, a roof over your head, food on the table, but you're not doing much to help out around here. Those kinds of things. If you've heard that, that will close and block off your sacral chakra, where you're like, uh-oh, my worth and my validity is attached to my output. So if I'm not constantly producing output, or I'm not constantly doing something, then here comes the guilt for it. One of my least favorite phrases in existence right now is, nobody cares, work harder. I don't resonate with that at all, because hustle and grind should be replaced with balance and align, especially if you're hustling and grinding towards something that's not aligned. You want to talk about a blocked sacral chakra. But the nobody cares, work harder doesn't fly with me at all. Because you're basically saying to that person, or if you say that to yourself, you're saying, self, nobody cares, work harder. You're saying you're not allowed to rest. You're lazy for resting. You're an asshole for resting. Why are you resting? Rest isn't productive. You're repeating those subconscious phrases to yourself, and that's what you start to think. That's what you start to feel, and that's what you start to emulate. So you're constantly working, or you're constantly striving, or you're constantly chasing something, or you got a social calendar that's ridiculously out of control. You've got everyone and everything around you booked solid all the time, because you feel like your identity and your validity and everything that you output is attached to your worth. And it's simply not true. One of the highest forms of self-care is rest. And anyone who's ever made you feel guilty for resting, has probably never rested a day in their life, so they're, projecting that onto you. The chair's making a weird ticking noise. I'm trying not to move, but I want to be comfortable. So take some time to rest. Sit in a chair and read a book. Look out the window. Watch the birds. Take a nice long bath. Meditate. Sleep in. Nap in the middle of the afternoon. Those errands that you need to run. Yeah, I understand. Do you have to get groceries and run errands? Sure. But do they have to be done the minute you wake up? No. Have a slow morning. Treat yourself and your nervous system to some rest. Relax. And some people love to Netflix and chill, put TV on. I do that. I like to rest on the couch, but watch something. But I'm getting away from that. I'm getting into, I love a hot date with the couch. Sign me up for a date with the couch. But I'll sit and read, or I'll sit and journal, or I'll sit and, meditate versus staring at the television. But listen, if that's where you want to start and stare at the television, then take the time to do that. Rest does not mean that you, she just moved I don't know if that's going to be in the video. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Take a page from a dog. They know when to rest. They play hard, but then they balance it out with rest. So do cats. I know you're going to say, well, cats and dogs don't have jobs. Well, they do. Their job is to exist in their purest form and love on us and be our soul companions. So we can take a page out of their book. The gist of this video is to remind you to rest, whatever rest looks like for you, and to not feel guilty for doing it. If you feel guilty for resting, my advice would be to work on your sacral chakra. So sacral chakra resonates with the color orange, so you can eat orange foods, you can wear orange, you can listen to sacral chakra meditations, sacral chakra frequencies. Sacral chakra is also your expression and your creativity live in your sacral chakra. So paint a picture that nobody's going to see, or write a letter to yourself that no one will read, or bake yourself a cake. It's output for you. It's not for somebody else. Make some cupcakes for yourself on the weekend and not for the school bake sale. Do it for you. A nice long bath or a shower, because water activates the sacral chakra. There's yoga poses you can do as well. There's some chanting that you can do, but really try to nurture that sacral chakra, and you will release the guilt that is attached and associated with resting. If you find yourself in kind of that hustle and grind mode right now, I would really encourage you to stop for a second and say, wait, can I replace this hustle and grind with balance and align? Because I'm going to finish with this. I'm someone who rests. I do rest. I take time to rest. But there are times where I get into a rhythm of output. I'm a small business owner. I'm getting this channel off the ground. I'm starting a spiritual guidance business that I'm trying to get off the ground. So for me, while I do make my own hours and schedule my own things, I haven't been resting as of late. And here's what I'm going to finish with. If you don't take the time to rest, the universe and your spirit team and your guides are going to send you something that is going to stop you in your tracks to make you rest. They might give you a cold or make you sick with the flu. And then, of course, then there's the people who think it's a total flex to go to work sick. And I'm here to tell you, no one thinks that's a flex, because I used to do it. When I was working as a corporate recruiter for a bank, I remember I made it my mission never to miss a day of work, because I was responsible for such a huge territory. And again, I attached all of my worth and value to my output and my productivity. So I would go to work sick and tired with upset stomach, couldn't talk, bronchitis, whatever. I worked through it. And I would show up to meetings and be like, yeah, I'm sick, but I'm still here. Like totally flexing like that was a flex. It's not. First of all, people get grossed out being around you when you're sick. But I thought, and I know a lot of you think this too, that if you show up to work sick, you're showing dedication. You're showing that you're dedicated to your job and nothing can keep me down and I could, lose my right arm and I'm still going to go to work. Dude, that is not a flex and it's not rest and it's not, no one thinks it's cool. Okay? No one thinks it's cool. It's literally your body is your first indicator, and then spirit and the universe are going to keep throwing shit at you until you take time to rest. And here's my point of all of this. I have never woken up with swollen eyes. Never. Never in my 48 years on the planet have I ever had bags under my eyes or swollen eyes. Okay, and I'm not flexing. There's a reason to this. There's a point to this story. 2 days ago, I woke up and I could barely see. I could barely see out of one eye. This eye was almost shut and this one was puffed out. And I was like, why are my eyes dry? And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, whoa, wait, what? And it was a day that I planned on filming about 3 or 4 of these episodes. I had them all like laid out and what I was going to do and where I was going to do them. And then the universe was like, no, bitch, that's not how we roll because you've been working too hard. They saw me hustling and they were like, no, we're going to give you some puffy eyes so that you can't be on camera. So of course I panic and I'm researching like what the cause of puffy eyes are and all of this stuff. And I go get all of this stuff. Yesterday I woke up and they were still puffy. And I was like, man, this is a giant sign from the universe that they don't want me to film again yesterday. So I woke up today and it's a tiny bit better. I almost didn't want to come on camera because I'm like, it's a little bit puffy. But I did take the past 2 days to rest. And I saw the signs from the universe. Obviously, they were staring me right in the face. It was a pause. The universe wanted me to pause because lately my output has been a bit much because I'm trying to do 3 new things along with my other job, business that I actually run. So my sacral chakra has been like trying to get my attention and then the universe is like, she's not listening. Let's do something to her to make her listen. So listen, even spiritually awake people, their chakras can come in and out of balance. Like I'm not perfect, right? I'm a spiritual human. I'm spiritually awake, but I'm not perfect. Right now, my sacral chakra is blocked and I'm trying to love on it a little bit. So yes, I took the past 2 days not to film a video, but here I am talking to you about rest because it's a timely message. So my friends, take some time to rest because if you don't, the universe and your spirit team and your guides and source and whoever you believe in are going to send you something that's going to make you rest. And let's hope it's just something as simple as puffy eyes and not something worse. Okay? So, enjoy the view out there today. Spring's here in Atlantic Canada, finally. I'm super excited. So, whatever you're doing, maybe once you see this video, because I always put out the intention that it lands with those who it needs to land with. So whenever it comes across your feed, just take this as a sign that you do not need to feel guilty for resting. There's no such thing. The universe wants you to rest. The world wants us to rest. We are human beings, not human doings. And that's the biggest message I can give you. Just exist and be in moments and take some time to rest and enjoy yourself. Okay, it's not selfish, I promise you. So cheers, my friends. Thank you for having this Jenspiration conversation with me. I very much appreciate your time and energy. And I will see you on the next one. Cheers.